Wow, did you see that Leafs trade, or did you let it whiff by you from the opposing blue line? The Toronto Maple Leafs, who are a team who plays in Toronto with a logo that is a maple leaf, traded Jonathan Bernier to the Anaheim Ducks for a conditional pick. With every rebuild, there's a bit of a debuild, and the Leafs are still doing that, and this is just another piece that had to go. Could have easily just been the backup in what would have been a pretty expensive goalie tandem, but instead he's a Duck. And damn it, let's just start with some down goes Brown brilliance. Great, now Jonathan Bernier is the backup goalie on a California team, which means the Leafs are going to trade for him. Oh, come on. The only 3 times they've done that were Vesa Toskala, Jonathan Bernier, and the guy they currently have for 5 years. All right, so what is this trade? First and foremost, a lot of you are asking, well, Steve, what the hell is a conditional pick? At the time I'm making this, we don't know. That information's not out there, and it's the Leafs, so it might be 6 minutes from now, 6 hours, 6 months until we find out the condition. Dude, we didn't even find out the condition for the pick in the Reimer trade until like halfway through the playoffs. The only detail we know is that the Anaheim Ducks conditional pick is in 2017, which is pretty interesting because, as Jared of London points out, the Ducks don't have a 7th or a 6th round pick in 2017. So what can the condition be? Well, the condition could be whether or not the Ducks actually get that pick back. It could be based on the amount of games that Jonathan Bernier plays. It could be based on playoff success, whether the Ducks make the playoffs, whether they win a round. It could be based on whether or not Bernier re-signs with the Ducks. In that case, the Leafs might not get anything. A little bit of shenanigans going on in this deal too. Legal shenanigans. As Mike in Buffalo points out, the Leafs gave Jonathan Bernier a signing bonus on July 1st, which means they were able to pay him and sort of retain salary without actually retaining salary. Okay, Tom, Jesus, with your pickiness. Many of you have been asking, well, are the Leafs just going to go into the season with Frederik Andersen and Garrett Sparks or Antoine Bibeau? No, that's ridiculous. They're going to go in with Frederik Andersen and Kazimir Kaskisuo. No, it sounds like the Leafs are going to go out there and get a backup goalie. I think they might trade for one, and the obvious answer seems to be just sign one for 1 year. Not so fast. Would you like a list of all the unrestricted free agent goalies? All right, cool. I'm going to go to generalfanager.com and read them to you, and you let me know how many of these names you actually recognize. We'll go from youngest to oldest. Nicholas Lundstrom, Patrick Bartasak, Sami Atikai, Finnish guy, Brody Hoffman, Joel Rumpel, Nicholas Turtle, I think, Nathan Lewin, Joni Ordio, Kevin Poulin, Rasmus Tironet, that's a made-up name. That's not a person. Thomas McCollum, Jonas Enroth, Anders Lindback, Kerry Rommel, Ben Scrivens, Cedric Desjardins, Ray Emery, Michael Layton, Jan Denis, Jason LaBarbera, and Dan Ellis. And that list is only 21 names long, and I'm fairly certain LaBarbera retired, and there may be another one in there too. And there are only 8 restricted free agent goalies available, so let's see if any of these guys make sense via trade. Peter Mrazek from Detroit, highly doubt that's going to happen. Phoenix Copley, Garrett Sparks, they don't even have Garrett Sparks on. Jason Kasdorf, Jack Campbell, Chris Gibson, the Ducks don't even have oh, that's the wrong Gibson. Jordan Binnington, and Maxim Legacy, son of Manny? Maybe Legacy. So that is a slim pickings list out of the UFAs. I mean, who among those guys is even like an established NHL backup right now? I've been beating the Jonas Enroth drum for a while now. He wanted more games than he got in LA. He'll probably get it with the Leafs. He'll probably be affordable. No, he's not a big body goaltender, but he can stop a couple bucks. If you would like a big body goaltender, probably willing to take a backup role, probably willing to come to Toronto, hey, Ben Scrivens is available. And I laugh because would that not be the most hilarious, full circle, ridiculous crap with that trade? You might remember the Leafs kind of traded Ben Scrivens for Jonathan Bernier several moons ago. Scrivens a second and Fratton, as a matter of fact. And this is a sad day for Leafs fans because it sucks that Jonathan Bernier didn't work out. There are so many trades that the Leafs have had to make recently. This Bernier one is not necessarily one of them, but they sort of had to if they wanted to avoid an almost $10 million tandem. But just like with the Kessel trade, some fans wanted him out of town. It's sad. It's sad that it didn't work out, so to speak. Because Bernier was one of the most highly touted goalie prospects or highly touted young backups in the league when that trade happened. And to get a player of that caliber for Scrivens, who only had like a year or two of NHL experience to his name, Matt Fratton, who was far from a sure thing, and a second-round pick, that's a steal potentially, and he goes for a conditional pick. Now I know what you're thinking, Steve, that could be a conditional first. No. But the other frustrating thing with that, and the reason why I think a lot of Leafs fans never really embraced Jonathan Bernier, was the fact that that trade had to happen in the first place. Because it happened after the Leafs' 2013 playoff run that we don't like to mention and mention all the time, when What happened? Okay, the Leafs shot at a ridiculously high click. They scored a ton of goals, and Reimer dragged that carcass of a team to Game 7. They could score lots of goals. They had a goalie who played amazing, which means naturally you need to fix the goaltending. That's right, you got to acquire another goaltender. What's wrong with you, Dave? Oh, Dave Nonis and Randy Carlyle were reunited with Jonathan Bernier in Anaheim. It's adorable, really. Ryan O'Byrne played 6 games in those playoffs, dude. And we've talked about this before. I don't know about Bernier. I feel bad at times that I never gave him the fairest shot. I was a fan of going with Reimer. That much was obvious. It was a bummer that Reimer didn't really work out, and then he worked out again. But I don't think I'm alone there. I think a lot of Leafs Nation just wouldn't really fully embrace the guy. And no, it wasn't the Nelson Mandela thing. Although, can someone get this guy a 1 sheet before he goes to an event like that? But in Bernier's defense, he really turned it around after a terrible start last year. He had a pretty good end to a campaign where the Leafs were just stripped to the bone. And I mean, it's not even a sure thing that for the rest of both of their careers, Frederik Andersen will be better than Bernier. And if he is better, well, will he be significantly better? As for Anaheim, I mean, they needed a backup. They needed a backup with some NHL experience. They got that. I'm just very curious to see how Carlyle treats a tandem with Bernier in it and John Gibson. Hopefully, after the first month of the season, he doesn't think Gibson is okay. Just okay. One last thought, and this comes from Platinum Seat Ghost, aka Third Period Suits. 10 of the 20 Leafs on the opening night roster are gone. I'm not good at math, but I believe that's half. And who knows, that number might change by the end of the summer. That number might change by the time I post this video. Question of the video, who do you want to see as the Leafs backup goalie? So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. And I mean, unless the Leafs make another move, I'm going to go enjoy my vacation. More like Jonathan Bernier!